Alright, this is John Cola with OKRAW.com. Today we have another exciting episode for you. In this episode, actually, I'm going to share with you guys how I gain weight on raw foods. I know a lot of you guys have been noticing it lately, and I'm going to come out right. I like to be as transparent as I can and say I've gained weight on raw foods, you know? And there's some reasons why. So in this video, I'm going to share my 5 reasons why I gain weight on raw foods. And maybe if you want to gain weight, then you might want to do some of these things, but I still wouldn't recommend some of them. And if you want to lose weight on raw foods, you don't want to do these things, right? So I will say that I've been now eating a raw food, fruit and vegetable dominated diet now since 1995. So this is going on my 24th year. And during that whole time, 20 plus years, I pretty much remained consistent in my weight. Generally, it would be between 140 to 145, and it would fluctuate on the day and the week, if it was the winter or the summer, and occasionally I'd get down to 135 when I was at my skinniest, and I felt good at that weight, and I put on a little bit of weight since, in the recent months, starting last year, I put on a few pounds, not a lot. I didn't gain 20 pounds or 40 pounds, and I'm not some big blob now. I still have a very low BMI and a low weight, and there's reasons for my weight gain, and I'll be the first to admit them, right? And so what I will first say is that I think Americans and just people in general have a distorted sense of weight. Everybody thinks you need to have some weight on you, some chub on your cheeks to be healthy, and that's not necessarily true, right? You don't want to be too skinny, but you don't want to be too fat. That's what I'll say. I like being at about 145. No more than 150, but 150 is up there because I have remained the same weight for pretty much over 20 years. Just in this past, maybe, I don't know, 6 months to a year maybe, I've started gaining weight. And I don't really track my weight on any kind of regular basis, okay? So yeah, number one, I think most Americans are overweight. And actually, if you go by, statistics or whatever, I think 80% of Americans are overweight or obese. So I'm just joining their club. No, just kidding, all right? So here's the thing, the reason why a raw food diet works in many instances is because if you're eating whole plant foods, whatever they may be, raw or not, right, they have so much water weight, right, in them so that you can't get too many calories. Once you start introducing oil, which is high calorie food, or too many nuts and seeds, or processed foods that have been, concentrated, then the likelihood of getting too many calories can put on weight. In addition, another big thing that the standard American diet has against it is the lack of phytonutrients. So, as much as calories, the type of calories you're eating are important, too many is going to cause weight gain. If you're not eating phytonutrient-rich foods that could actually help counteract weight. So, I mean, they did an animal study. I don't agree with animal studies, but, they fed, some rodents, junk food diet basically, and they fed them purple carrot juice. And even though they still kept feeding them purple, half a junk food diet, but added purple carrot juice, the rodents lost weight and got a lot healthier because specifically of the phytonutrients. Phytonutrients are so powerful, and they are not really emphasized in many raw food diets. Bananas are no different than eating blueberries. Today I just had actually 16 ounces of fresh pomegranate juice I squeezed myself with sugarcane juice. And pomegranates are one of the most antioxidant-rich fruits that are out there, all right? So those are my things. I'm going to preface this. Okay, so number one, I normally was 140 to 145 in general, and I weighed myself yesterday naked, and when I woke up, I was 152 pounds. So yes, I gained weight anywhere between 7 to 12 pounds, depending on if I'm at my usually highest or my usual lowest, right? And so I've gained 7 to 12 pounds. Is that oh my God, this is the end of the world? No, it's not the end of the world. I don't really care whatever weight my body's at. I don't want to necessarily get any bigger, because that's not cool in my opinion. But even then, I have average or normal BMI on the low end. So here's the thing. When I had my standard weight of 145, I was at a 20.8 on the BMI. And then now at 152, I went up to 21.8 on the BMI. And normal range for BMI is between 18.5 on the low end and 24.9 on the high end. So still, I'm kind of somewhere in the middles there. So I haven't really gone up. Now I will say BMI, in my opinion, is skewed. So you want to be definitely on the lower end. You don't want to be at 24, 23. That's still pretty, probably, in my opinion, overweight, right? And yeah, so that's what it is. So yeah, my cheeks still look a little bit chubbier. That's why, right? I did gain some weight. Now here's the reason why, more importantly, right? Before it gets too dark, the sun's going down. Number one, I had a very stressful event in my life last year. It was really stressful for me, you know, and I mentioned some things online, but I broke up with my girlfriend that, you know, we were, you know, pretty close, and basically I wanted to remain friends after the breakup, and then basically she moved into a new place, and without telling the whole story, basically her roommates talked bad against me, even though the roommates don't even know me, or one of the roommates. And then basically she just really didn't talk to me, so we really didn't have a friendship, and that really kind of devastated me, you know, losing her as a friend, because we were like, she's the closest friend I have, and she basically wasn't talking to me. She would just treat me like almost not quite strangers, but, you know, pretty close. And there's a whole complicated story about that, and this is my channel, so I'm not really going to talk about why that all occurred. So, you know, I went to Food for Comfort. Can you blame me for going to Food for Comfort after a big breakup? And I should know better, but, you know, I'm just a person. I happen to make YouTube videos and have a large following and all this stuff. I'm never going to say I'm perfect. I'm always work in progress. And I thought I had a lot of stuff worked out, but, you know, when some monkey wrench comes in, you know, and hits the fan, then some things might happen. I mean, on a lower level, not to, you know, make excuses for why I gained weight, but, you know, I also lost a previous girlfriend, Nova Lee, who lost her life last year in a car accident. You know, that was also tough on me. I like to think that it hasn't affected me too much, but maybe it also drives me to eat for comfort. And yes, I will say I do need to go on fast or juice fast, although pretty much half my day these days are actually living on juice. I usually don't like to eat until the second half of the day, which is a whole nother topic. So yeah, big breakup, stressful breakup, eating more food, right? Now, that wouldn't be so bad if I just ate more whole plant foods, right? At normal times of the day when normal people would be eating. Unfortunately, I'm on a late schedule, and I tend to eat late. So number two reason why I gain weight is because I eat too late at night. And I'm going to tell you guys this, you know, I'm not perfect, never claim to be perfect. My friend Paul Nisson wrote a book, The Daylight Diet, and I would say there is credence to the daylight diet. I don't know that you really need to eat during daylight hours, but you should have a certain feeding window of time, and that shouldn't be, you know, too close to before you go to bed, or, you know, too soon to right after you wake up, because your body literally is waking up. Probably the best time to eat a big heavy meal is in the middle of the day, honestly. You know, eat light, eat a heavy meal in the middle of the day, and then eat light, then go to bed. And so I tend to eat late at night, later than I should be. I'm not going to mention any times, but basically what I'm going to say is for optimal health and ideal health and weight control, you know, and give your body a chance to start digesting your food before you go to bed. So you want to try to eat at least 3 to 4 hours before you go to bed, you know, and have food out of your digestive system for the most part to, you know, where it gets to go, so your body doesn't have to focus on digestion while you're sleeping. You know, that's not a good thing for your health or for your longevity either, for that matter, right? Or for your weight, you know, and this is one of the reasons why I believe I gain weight now. You know, I don't have a crystal ball, so I don't know which one of these, but I think it's just a combination of factors. So far we have stress, eating late at night. Number 3 factor why I gain weight. This is going to be funny. You guys are going to laugh at me, but I don't care. I'm telling you guys like it is. I bought a freeze dryer, and I've been using the heck out of it. Like, John, how does buying a freeze dryer cause you to gain weight? Well, I'll tell you guys, if you guys buy a freeze dryer and you freeze dry rambutan, lychee, grapes, and, you know, jackfruit, and I'm freeze drying cactus fruits, like basically mangoes, you freeze dry fruit, right? I could put a bunch of fruits in there. I think I freeze dried persimmons last night, and it basically took 7 persimmons per tray. So 7, 14, 28 persimmons went in there, and then when it comes out, you know, so 28 persimmons is a lot of persimmons. When they came out, basically it's like a pound of food. So 28 persimmons, basically with the water removed, got condensed into 1 pound of freeze-dried persimmons that, you know, I'll be the first to tell you guys, I could sit down and eat 1 pound of freeze-dried persimmons. They are so good and so delicious. The problem is they're missing their water, so it's dehydrating. The second big problem, and this is my problem, is that they are very calorically dense. They basically have the same calories as 28 persimmons that I couldn't eat fresh. I could maybe eat 6, but freeze-dried, I could pound them in faster, right? And get a lot of calories with it. You know, and I've been snacking on freeze-dried food for comfort. I'm just being honest with you. And so I need to reduce my freeze-dried food consumption. I store a lot of freeze-dried food. I have little sample jars of freeze-dried food, but I eat a bunch too. But at least if the zombie apocalypse comes, I'm prepared. I not only have the freeze-dried food, but now I've been saving the freeze-dried water. So that's crazy. So my freeze dryer basically sublimates or pulls the water out of the food. Then it reconstitutes, and then I take the water that came out of the food, so out of the persimmons. I have the water that was from the persimmons that came out into a bucket, and then I pour it through an additional filtration system, and now I have water that was from persimmons that had been filtered, and now I drink that water. I'm saving up that water. So I have the best water on the planet from fruits and vegetables filtered by the plants, pulled out through sublimation through the freeze dryer, and are the freeze-dried food, and both these things can store. But they also cause you to gain weight if you eat too many of the freeze-dried fruits. All right. I should probably start freeze-drying vegetables and just like, oh yeah, John, eat as many freeze-dried vegetables as you want, because if you gain weight on freeze-dried vegetables, that'd be impressive, right? Because vegetables have basically 100 calories per pound on average, actually some are less, and fruits have 300 calories per pound of fresh fruits, but when you freeze-dry them, it still has that many calories, but now it's more concentrated because you could fit more because the water's removed, right? So it might be good also if you're eating freeze-dried or even dried fruits to rehydrate them so you can't fit as much in your stomach. Or just control yourself. Yeah, John, control yourself, man. What are you thinking? All right. Number 4th reason why I gain weight on raw foods is because it's the wintertime. I'm sitting outside. I mean, it's 50 degrees today, but I know some of you guys are locked in under snowstorms, and we've had some super cold days this winter. And in the wintertime, unlike the spring or summer or fall, you just stay inside more. Let's face it. Hopefully you have a treadmill. Maybe you go out to the gym and work out and all this kind of stuff. I don't believe in going to gyms. I like to get enough activity in my regular life. Gardening, and I come out garden couple hours a day. But you know what? Honestly, I've been sitting on my butt too much on the computer working. And that's not good either, And it's the wintertime, so I don't want to go out because it's freaking too cold. But, I try to keep my same activity level, although I will say my activity level has gone down recently, which is a contributing factor to me gaining weight, all right? Now, the last factor why I'm gaining weight is because I have not been traveling. For whatever reason, I haven't been traveling. Normally, I travel 2 times a month. Lately, I haven't been traveling as much. I've been staying at home, tending my garden, taking care of stuff. And when I'm traveling, basically, I get on an airplane, I walk to the airport, I walk here, I walk there, I do this, I go to farms, I get out, I walk around, I hike around, I make videos, I go to farmers markets, I go buy food. I mean, when I'm traveling, seriously, I go to the hotel at night and crash and wake up the next day, and then all day I'm out. I'm not sitting on my ass in front of the computer like when I'm home. And so for me, I love traveling, and luckily pretty soon I'll be traveling again, and I'm going to hope to travel more and get off my ass more to lose some of this weight, and also told you guys what's up, so now you guys can keep me accountable. And I'm gonna not gain any more weight because I don't want to be really heavier than 152 or something like that. My goal is to go down. Hopefully after sharing these tips with you guys on how to gain weight or how to lose weight, don't do these things. It could be more helpful for you. I think in the end, one of the reasons why raw food works and it helps so many people to lose weight is because basically you're eating lower caloric density. Fruits and vegetables have some of the lowest caloric density on the planet, and once you start processing foods, caloric density raises significantly. Oil is a prime example. That's probably one of the most calorie-dense foods on the entire planet, and vegetables, of course, are the least. And yeah, it'd probably be good if I ate more vegetables and ate less fruits, although my goal every day is to eat like 1 meal of fruit a day, and then I just basically have vegetables and maybe a handful of nuts or 2 at the max. And I think that's a good, healthy, rounded diet. And of course, I would encourage you to check my other videos for the diet I recommend. I recommend a nutritarian diet overall. Eating for Health by Dr. Joel Fuhrman, if you want a really good book on how to normalize your weight. And some people have problems gaining weight, and some people have problems losing weight. And so I think gaining weight could be quite difficult to do it healthily. And I think a lot of people also may have digestive challenges and not absorbing their food properly, and malabsorption, which could be a challenge for anybody in this day and age. Luckily, I believe that is not one of the reasons why I'm gaining weight. It's just for the 5 that I listed off. So hopefully this is help to you for you guys. Just telling it like it is, so nobody can say, John, you gained weight. I'll just say, yeah, I gained weight. Watch the video, so that you guys will know why, and you guys could do it or not do it. All right, so anyways, I got to run. It's getting dark. The sun's going down, and I got a lot more food to prepare in the kitchen. So if you guys enjoyed this episode, hey, please be sure to give me a thumbs up. Also be sure to hit the subscribe button right down below so you don't miss out on my new upcoming episodes. I've come out every 5 to 7 days. You never know what you'll be learning on my YouTube channel. And make sure you click the bell so you get notified of as my latest videos are posted. Also be sure to share this video with somebody else that you might think it could help, whether they're trying to lose weight or whether they're trying to gain weight. You know, fresh fruits and vegetables are the best diet on the planet. You know, and eat them fresh. That's why I say fresh. I don't say you're dehydrated or freeze-dried. You know, maybe freeze-dried vegetables are good, but freeze-dried fruits, definitely, if you eat too many, you could gain weight. You know, plus I got other compounding issues that I need to deal with. So, also be sure to check my past episodes. The past episodes are a wealth of knowledge, over 500 videos at this time on this YouTube channel, dedicated to teaching you guys how to eat the healthiest fruit and vegetable dominated diet on the whole planet. So with that, my name is John Kohler with OKRAW.com. We'll see you next time, and until then, remember, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're always the best.